In this presentation, you will learn about nature and forms of marginalization. There exist various forms of marginalization. In this presentation, we will look at social, economic, spatial, and political marginalization. Social marginalization. When some people or communities in the social environment experience the feeling of being excluded from society, it is termed as being socially marginalized. In a society, marginalization can be because of the different languages they speak, different customs or cultures they follow, different religions or ethnic or regional communities, different colors or clothing styles, etc. They can also be marginalized in terms of their caste and class or rich and poor. These people are excluded socially, politically, economically, legally, etc. Marginality is ascribed, that is, a person is born with it, as well as acquired in a social setting. For some groups, those who are severely impaired from birth or those who are born into marginal groups, for example, lower castes in India, ethnic minorities, indigenous people in Australia, Native Americans, etc. This type of marginality is lifelong and shapes their lived experiences. For example, being born in a particular class, especially lower caste, where people are kept away from certain opportunities. For others, marginality is acquired by later disablement, which is triggered by social and economic changes in the system. For example, losing one's economic status. Economic marginalization. It relates to economic structures, in particular to the structure of markets and their integration. In a market situation, some individuals or groups are segmented from the others in general. These individuals can be said to be marginalized from the rest of the economy. Segmentation and exclusion may sometimes even have non-economic and non-financial origins, especially if the discrimination is based on gender, caste, or ethnicity. Poverty and economic marginalization will have long-term direct and indirect repercussions on the overall health and well-being of people. Political marginalization denies the groups to participate in democracy and decision-making processes. This leads to loss of marginals' right to every social, economic, and political benefit. Political empowerment is one of the most important tools for accessing other socio-economic privileges. For example, the time when women were denied right to vote. The lack of access to political powers affects large sections of people, including women, migrants, disabled persons, elderly, ethnic minorities, etc. We find that participation by women is minimized across the globe. It is men who hold power and lead politics around the world. This is true at all levels of power in politics. This is a particularly acute problem in the underdeveloped countries, wherein women's participation in political affairs is mostly linked with the dominant male-oriented social, cultural, and religious environment. A woman, even after achieving the position, ends up becoming a titular head under the control of her male counterpart. This kind of marginalization is also felt by ethnic minorities, migrants, disabled persons, elderly, etc. Spatial marginalization. The nature of marginality found in a particular community or territory will depend on its political, social, and economic history and on its natural and human resource endowments. Generally, it is seen that marginality occurs in areas which experience a convergence of political, cultural, economic, and environmental problems. However, it is possible for communities and regions to experience political and cultural marginality without necessarily showing signs of economic distress. Such marginality often is not easy to see as it occurs under the garb of hegemony, which prevents people from exercising their political, economic, or cultural rights. Such spaces are usually visible. However, they are made more visible when hegemonic powers produce spaces of exclusion as in the case of the American ghetto or slum neighborhoods. Thank you for watching the presentation. Do like, subscribe, share, and leave your comments about this presentation or any other topics you would like to learn more about.